Welcome to the vanguard of strategic growth. Today, we're embarking on a transformative journey together that shifts your operation from the cluttered battlefield of the average business owner into the rarefied air of the market leader. What you're about to receive is more than a collection of tactics. It is a master blueprint designed to make your competition virtually irrelevant. We are moving beyond the white noise of the marketplace to position your business in a league of its own, where you are not merely a choice, but the only logical destination for your customers. Before we dissect the mechanics of market dominance, we must address the essential foundation of the entrepreneurial adventure, the weight of leadership. As your consultant, I must be clear regarding the legal and ethical parameters of our work. The business strategies, marketing methodologies, and specific advice contained herein, while proven across diverse sectors, do not carry a guaranteed outcome. Every business is a unique ecosystem. Variables such as your specific product, shifting market trends, your own professional experience, and the volatile nature of the digital economy will dictate your specific results. Consider this disclaimer not as a barrier, but as your first litmus test. To succeed at this level, you must embrace the role of the captain of your ship. You assume all risks related to your investment and the application of this intelligence. This act of taking total ownership is the hallmark of the elite entrepreneur. In this room, we do not view responsibility as a burden. We view it as the price of admission to professional evolution. Knowledge is potential energy, but applied knowledge, executed with the precision of the captain's hand, is where the magic happens. Now, let us prepare for a deep dive into the true nature of your market rivals. To dominate a landscape, you must first map it with surgical precision. Most businesses fail because they are blind to the actual identity of their rivals. They exhaust their resources fighting ghosts. In strategic terms, your competition is defined as anyone vying for the same customer's attention and capital. However, a brand narrative expert understands the nuance of market segmentation. Consider the automotive industry. A luxury dealership moving Ferraris is not in direct competition with a used car lot. While they both occupy the transportation sector, they fish in entirely different ponds. One sells prestige and performance. The other sells budget-conscious utility. Misidentifying these distinctions is a strategic disaster that costs businesses thousands of dollars in wasted marketing and unnecessary paranoia. Instead of viewing every similar business as a foe, the sophisticated consultant looks for win-win opportunities. If a prospect seeks a premium experience you don't provide, referring them to a high-end partner and receiving their mid-market referrals in return can demolish your competition through high-level collaboration. Uncovering the hidden truth of your competitive landscape requires 3 specific research methods that provide the unfiltered truth, usually hidden from high-priced consultants. First is the Amazon Deep Dive. By analyzing bestsellers and reviews in your niche, you are performing an autopsy on customer desire. You are looking for the gold mines of information, the specific pain points and frustrations that compel a customer to click Add to Cart. Second is keyword intelligence gathering. By using tools like Google Keyword Planner, Ubersuggest, or SEMrush, you are essentially reading the collective mind of your market. Look at the cost per click, CPC. If advertisers are willing to pay $5 per click instead of 50 cents, you have uncovered a high-profit niche where buyer intent is high. Finally, there is forum eavesdropping. Platforms like Reddit, Quora, and niche Discord servers are the neighborhood bars of the internet. They offer a VIP pass to the unfiltered conversations where customers share the frustrations and recommendations they would never put in a formal survey. Once this intelligence is gathered, you will realize a liberating strategic truth. The competition is ultimately irrelevant. Most businesses are trapped in a competitive rat race, obsessing over a 10% price cut or a new loyalty program launched by a rival. This is a losing game that erodes narrative equity. Instead, adopt the irrelevancy principle. Spy, improve, innovate, and forget. You spy to identify their successful elements. You innovate to make those elements 10 times better. And then you forget they exist to focus on your own game-changing trajectory. Look at the Krispy Kreme case study. They did not attempt to beat Dunkin' Donuts by entering a price war. They launched an experience revolution. By installing glass windows that allowed customers to witness the entire production process, they turned a simple purchase into destination entertainment. The Hot Now sign became a sensory beacon, a psychological trigger that Dunkin' Donuts could not cross because of their existing store footprints and established narratives. Similarly, consider Ben & Jerry's. They are the Vermont virtuosos. People do not pay a premium for their ice cream because it is the most efficient delivery of calories. They buy it for the feeling of indulgence, the personality of the brand, and the emotional connection to a company that projects an image of dignity and social value. This is the crucial strategic insight. Customers do not buy based on practical advantages alone. They buy based on how the purchase makes them feel, whether that is prosperous, secure, or adventurous. This leads us to the invisible architecture of market dominance. The narrative. A story is not merely branding. It is an immersive experience that acts as psychological jujitsu. It bypasses the mental barriers customers have built against traditional sales pitches. A person never has to admit they were wrong to agree with a lesson taught through a compelling story. Consider the duality of the Walmart narrative. One story built an empire. The friendly family store, where the community gathers for value. The counter-narrative, which they did not control, is that of the heartless corporation. The gap between the story you project and the one the customer creates in the absence of your influence determines your ultimate survival. Google won the search wars not just through algorithms, but through the story of user-friendly superiority and the famous "don't be evil" mantra. They positioned themselves as the good guys in a cluttered digital world. To construct your own narrative equity, follow a 3-step process. First, uncover your unique selling proposition, USP. List your logical advantages: speed, variety, track record, or superior support. Recall the legendary work of Claude Hopkins for Schlitz beer in the 1920s. Schlitz moved from 5th to 1st place, not by inventing a new brewing process, but by being the first to tell the story of their purity. Hopkins detailed how they cleaned bottles with live steam, cultivated yeast from a single cell, and filtered beer through whitewood pulp. Every brewery did this, but Schlitz owned the narrative of purity, making their rivals look unsanitary by comparison. This is preemptive marketing. Second, find your emotional lever, or hook. This is the interesting morsel that grabs the customer's attention and reels them into your story. Is your product made in an exotic location? Do you have an unusual background, like a former NASA engineer making artisan bread? Third, combine the USB and the hook into a single unforgettable narrative. A computer repair service's USB might be on-site repair, and their hook might be fixed in 1 hour or you don't pay. Combined, the story becomes one of total reliability and the end of tech-induced frustration. However, even the most compelling story requires a structural foundation. Relationship. Architecture. The quality of your relationships with customers, workers, and partners determines whether your business grows exponentially or suffers a slow, termite-like crash. We operate on the 10 truths, beginning with the similarity attraction effect. People like and trust those they perceive as being like themselves. Of this architecture is keeping your word. A true professional keeps their word, even when they have been let off the hook by changing circumstances. If you promised a result and the client forgot the deadline, delivering it anyway creates a customer for life. This extends to the art of customer service excellence, where quality must be self-evident. Do not brag about your service. Let your actions speak. This is complemented by the power of genuine appreciation. Surprise your customers with bonus gifts and reward your partners with unexpected incentive bonuses. Furthermore, you must cultivate a culture of motivation. When everyone from your affiliates to your service providers feels they have skin in the game, you foster a workforce that acts like owners. This is sustained by the truths of education, investing in your team's knowledge, and confidence. Confidence is your secret weapon. It is a contagious energy that radiates trust to your prospects. Finally, you must share your vision. When people understand where you are going, they become emotionally invested in helping you get there. Trust alone can increase your sales by up to 70% because it removes the friction of skepticism. In our digital landscape, the hunger for human connection has never been more acute. This is where small personalized touches create a massive competitive advantage. Addressing a customer by their name rather than friend has been shown to boost conversion rates by up to 202%. This is not just a marketing trick. It is a biological response. Seeing one's own name triggers a physiological sense of recognition and importance. But sophisticated personalization goes deeper than a name. It involves behavioral personalization and addressing specific customer anxieties. By utilizing robust FQ systems, getting started videos, and detailed manuals, you address the termite-like skepticism that eats away at sales before they happen. Strategic scaling is further achieved through joint ventures, JV, and co-promotions. You can team up with others in your market for viral contests, joint endorsements, or product bundles. If you are an affiliate, creating a high-value report for a partners list, focusing on value rather than a pitch, creates a win-win scenario that expands your reach without additional marketing costs. When you apply this skin-in-the-game philosophy to your service providers, quality skyrockets because their financial success is inextricably tied to your own. As we conclude this briefing, recognize that you have now joined an exclusive club of business owners who work smarter, not harder. You possess the map to navigate the digital landscape with authority. The core loop is simple: spy, model, and amplify. Your competitors are likely still stuck in a cycle of reactive copying, while you are now equipped to build an insurmountable moat through narrative equity and relationship architecture. The transition from strategic potential to active profit begins with a single action. I encourage you to take one small step forward today. Apply one hook, refine one USP, or reach out to one potential partner. Transform the information you've received into active reality. You have the tools to make your business bulletproof and your competition irrelevant. I wish you tremendous success and prosperity on this adventure. Thank you for your time and your trust.